very glad to be here. My name is DJ Clark Kent, and this is my man.
I'm Russ Bengtson, and this is Quickstrike again. Yo, it feels like it's been like 100 years.
It has been 100 years, and like, it doesn't matter.
It's been like a year and a half. We missed a lot. We missed you guys.
We definitely missed you guys.
We missed most of you guys.
Well, I will say I missed you.
Yeah, I guess so. We missed you. I feel like we have so much to go over.
I mean, if we think about the time we missed, we have a lot to go over.
A few sneakers have come out.
A ton of sneakers.
Before we get into what this show is really about, we should talk about some of the stuff we missed.
Since you've been gone, these are the shit that came out.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about everything we missed, because that would take literally like another 2 years, however long it was. Like, we would spend the exact amount of time.
Yeah, and it would be a non-stop show.
So we're going back to November 2014, thereabouts.
Long time.
And there was some stuff that came out right around then.
No, the flames dropped right around then. If we'd have kept rolling, we'd have been on Fragments. And we probably could have did a show on Fragments because of how perfectly well they were done.
The Fragment Jordan ones were, yeah. I mean, it was such a basic idea.
Black, white, royal. Killer.
I mean, that's the thing about Hiroshi's stuff. It's like
super simple.
Super simple, super like, why didn't I think of this before? But
great material.
People didn't.
Right, great materials. He gave you what remastered was gonna look like.
And I mean, the first thing I thought of was Jordan 1s too, and to me it was this one. You know, it's the basic, the red, black, and white, coming in the black and red box.
The Chicagos that we're now, because of that, we're gonna call them 63s.
63s is so easy.
I like
so much
that.
better.
The 63s.
I don't want anyone to call them Chicago.
You see, we would have changed the game back then because they would have been called 63s now.
From the start, yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah. What color laces did you put in yours?
I put red in one pair and white in another pair. I never wore black laces. And I put red in them because Jordan wore red ones when he scored 63. That's for you numbnuts who know nothing about sneakers.
History is important.
Quite. Let's see, where would I go from there? I probably would say the original China Nikes, the ones that said Nike on the back.
Oh, the Air Force Ones.
The Air Force Ones.
White and red ones, right?
Woo! White and red. They're so beautiful. And they're so perfectly made. The material is great. They brought back suede switches.
They jumped into it like literally with both feet at that point. I mean, for me, it's like there were those chocolate sail ones, the brown ones. I mean, I like the white brown was nice, but the brown white, yo, that shoe, like they just did such a good job. The shape, the material, like everything. I felt like DJ Clark Kent when I saw that pair.
Ta-da!
I was like, Air Force Ones, this is it.
The one thing I can say about it is that is the actual best remaster that Nike has done. Those Air Force Ones coming back the way that they did are the best remastered. Yes, the Jordans are good, but the remastered Air Force Ones are the best remastered they have.
So what else? What else after that?
2 New Balance collabs, the 997s, one by Concepts, the luxury goods, and the other one was J. Crew. Like, who said J. Crew was gonna make some butterscotch New Balances that were out of this world and then be in direct competition, in my heart, with the luxury goods? Amazing.
But you know what I really like too, right? Diodoras.
You're not going there.
Packer.
The purple tapes.
Raekwon, the purple tape.
I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be tough. The year that those came out, that was the best collab. That was the best collab.
You might be right. I mean, you might be right. I mean, those were...
The execution was perfect.
Anyway, what else?
For me, I would have to say it's the PSNY Jordan 12s.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not that big of a Jordan 12 fan.
Yeah, man.
But if you can make me like a Jordan 12 that much, you've killed it. And I would have to say, Max and Dowie, y'all killed the Jordan 12. Unstoppable. I don't know if it can get better than that, but we'll wait to see.
And it was so basic too, right? It's like beautiful materials, one color, done.
And it wasn't a remastered shoe. It was just them doing so well that it felt super premium. What you got?
And it's funny because like I feel like, and this is why this all works, is like my shoe for that time period is so entirely different, but the Adidas Ultra Boost.
Big story, big story. Big story.
I mean, totally like tech running shoe with some new NASA foam that, you know, they had to steal from, but they didn't, they didn't really steal it.
I think what's really, really good about the story and the idea of that shoe being so important is the fact that it's really a running shoe.
We could have done a whole show about that shoe. We could have had like the NASA guy in here like making the foam and stuff.
It's a very, very hard shoe to hate on.
Although people try. You know what? We should probably move on to the next thing.
Why not?
All right, so they're probably wondering why we suddenly have 8 pairs of shoes on the table. Why don't you like explain a little bit about this whole thing?
Well, because of the respect that we garnered in the sneaker community, Adidas came to us and said, hey, why don't you guys get together and create an Adidas shoe for the show? So we got given 8 silhouettes to try to figure out which shoe to do.
Yeah.
And we had to narrow it down by an argument.
Which we're used to. But I mean, to go back a little bit, this was the fall of 2014.
A while ago.
They got in touch with us. They flew us out to Portland.
Ring.
Adidas North American HQ.
Yes.
Sit in a conference room. We had all these shoes, like not exactly these shoes, but like in bracket formation. It was like March Madness in October. And, you know, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if the Ultra Boost was out, that would have been one of them.
Yes.
But it wasn't. So we had the Pure Boost, which, you know, very cool, very comfortable shoe, but
quickly was off the list.
There's just not a lot to do with that shoe. You know, I feel like kind of the same way the ZX Flux was such a huge thing for them then, but given that you could do
anything
all this
already,
stuff, with the app, like that kind of disappeared right away too.
And then these, which were very comfortable shoes, the Tubulars, very comfortable shoe. It's just we probably couldn't have.
Yeah, I mean the Tubular Runner was just taken off then. I don't know if we would have predicted how big Tubular would even get by now.
Or if we would have been able to do
but
something.
There wasn't a lot to do with that shoe.
Right.
That one kind of went right away too. You know, the EQT.
We had a hard time
We
with
do
those.
really like
really
the
like
EQT. But a lot of people were already doing things with EQT.
We wanted to be different.
The Pusher shoe was kind of already in progress.
And it was nice.
Yeah, so good idea, and Packer had done EQTs.
Respectfully, Packer, you killed your EQT, so it's like we wouldn't even try to do it.
So, I mean, we kind of got it down. We had basketball and we had tennis.
Now, here was a tough one for me, but this was easy to go because they were already going crazy with Stan Smiths.
The stands were going.
I don't know where the hell we would have fit in.
And there's same thing, not a lot of panels and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was kind of the same way with the Laver. I mean, I think like the Rod Laver is awesome. Like that's such a summer shoe.
This was hard to take down just because no one's really done anything with it, and it's really dope. This is like a classic in New York City.
But you still have the mesh and kind of summer. And basically what it came down to were, 2 generations of Adidas basketball shoes.
Super classics.
Original Pro models. Well, these aren't the originals, but
Pro models.
An older style Pro model and the top 10.
Now,
go ahead.
Now, being from the hood, I'm from the hood. He's from Wisconsin. I'm from Brooklyn.
Not the hood.
These were cult classic drug dealer shoes, and these were aspirational to us when we were kids. So this was something to have as a pair of top 10s. But
I also think like part of what made it difficult is this version of the top 10 that they came out with was probably the best top 10 they've done since like the original top 10.
See, that's where they went wrong. They put the last best top 10 on a wall and said, yeah, what do you guys think? So we were kind of stuck between these two. Well, for me, what did it was the fact that Pro models hadn't been done. So these went away, unfortunately.
Which left us this in 1965 and a little later. I guess 65 is the first one. This was a technical basketball shoe. And young pre-DJ Clark Kent probably would have given away his first pair of sneakers ever to be able to do
100%.
A Pro model.
100%. Like, to be able to even work on something like this is crazy.
So we want to talk a little bit about the process and how this happened, but before we do, we should do a shot clock. We haven't done a shot clock in so long. What do you think? Should we do one?
Y'all focus on this? We're gonna do a shot clock, but don't get confused.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to this, but let's try something.
Okay, cool.
I definitely miss doing the shot clock thing. You know, we would just argue about something for like a seriously short amount of time, whether a minute, whatever. And like one thing we never got to talk about because it hadn't happened yet, or it had happened but not fully, this whole Kanye Yeezy jumping over the Jumpman thing. I know when you heard that, you thought something.
Yes, I thought some stuff.
Please.
Start the clock. Fuck no. How? That's impossible. It's impossible. It will always be impossible. It'll never ever happen. Respectfully, he killed the game. But jumping over the Jumpman means every time you release a shoe, you release the same amount that Jordan releases every time he releases a shoe, which is every fucking weekend. Every weekend, you release a Yeezy in the same numbers, and then you'll jump over 29 years from now.
Which clearly isn't gonna happen.
It's fucking impossible.
But here's my only counterpoint to that. And this is maybe more abstract, but what Kanye has done and what he's sort of represented is you don't have to be an athlete to have a shoe anymore.
No.
Like you used to have, hold on. And all I'm saying is that even Jordan kind of isn't quite what Jordan was at that point. With all respect to like the Jordan 29 or the Jordan 30, which we clearly could have talked about. But you know, those shoes, while significant, are more like on-court stuff now. Like, if you're gonna wear a new shoe and you're gonna lust after a new shoe to wear on the street, you're probably gonna be looking for Kanye. A lot of people are out there looking for Yeezys. I mean, look at what those are going for.
Look, I am not discounting what he did. He gave the world new silhouettes with 2 companies now. It's not like he went in there and there was a shoe sitting there and he colored it up like I've done.
Right.
He was like, this is a new shoe. Y'all never seen this, so we're gonna have to call it a Yeezy. In 2 different companies. I'm sorry. That's amazing.
It is.
But
it is.
in the world of sneakers and business, considering sneakers is business, you have to do business to do better than the next person. And respectfully, no.
He has not done Jordan numbers.
If you don't do them numbers, you can't touch it.
That's it.
Boom.
So,
Yup.
the Pro model.
Yup.
We decided on the shoe.
Yup.
That, as it turned out, was the easy part.
Yeah.
Then we had to figure out what it was supposed to look like.
At the end, we wanted to keep it like the original Pro model.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely had some of the same concepts. It was just a matter of like coming up with something that worked for both of us. And I think in the end, we actually did.
Bomb.
And you know what? We should have shown them.
There you have it.
The Quickstrike Pro model. The Quickstrike with a capital Q,
Q.
Pro model, not just
Q.
a
Q.
Quickstrike.
Q. Q.
Q.
The Quickstrike.
So these are actually happening. This is a sample, but
Yes.
these will be on shelves.
Yes, and they are premium leather camo with suede stripes, suede tongues, full camo leather on the inside
And the back of the tongue.
and
everywhere.
under the tongue, and metallic gold premium leather again.
But it also had the crunchy laces as inspired by Operator M's and his project.
M's, your shoe was so dope that when we wanted to do our version of a Pro model, we wanted it to be just as dope as yours. And I know you are gonna die for these.
Once the camo was right, that kind of led to everything else. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, the black suede tongue, the black stripes on the outside.
Just know that there's a suede tongue because original Pro models have suede tongues. And there's cream outsoles instead of white because original Pro models had cream. We're a little older, but the shoe itself was supposed to feel like the shoes that we saw when we were growing up.
And just the idea of having a shoe with the different color stripes on the outside and the inside seemed like
When
the
you
right
walk,
thing to
you
do.
get that bang.
Just that little
bang,
bit, that little bit of
bang,
shine on the
bang.
inside.
And be clear, those cues are for y'all.
I forget how to end these things.
We don't have to end. We could fade. We could fade to black or fade to camo.
Fade to camo. I like it. But wait, are we done?
Nah, we're not. We're not done. Like KRS One said, we're not done. Party not done.
We weren't gonna say it, but I guess we should say
Well,
it.
we're not gonna say it. I mean, but we could definitely mess with it. Pause. Touch it up.
We did one more.
One more.
I feel like we shouldn't even talk about this that much.
Nah, there's no talking. Just sit it. Sit it down. Sit it down.
They'll have to figure it out.
By the way, that's a cue.
Were you interested in?
I was always a big fan of the 11s,
Yeah.
but you know,
Woo! It's all about being smart. You gotta be quick.
Sorry, we don't know you.
Oh, wow.
With this in the face of the Cleveland fans.
On it to get me to the level where I only settle for the raws. The flaws that makes it flawless.